Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of AYS Fight Club. Alongside me, as always, is the man with many hats, Matt Bricker. I am Daniel Dees. As you can see, as our name tags, they're not mixed up. They're telling you the truth. All right, Matt, what's up?
Long week, but ready to just keep rolling.
Yeah, let's just roll, Davey. Let's roll. All right, this past Saturday, we saw one of the most spectacular shit shows of all time in fighting history. Am I wrong saying it's probably the most bizarre production we've ever seen?
Nah, I mean that's kind of what that organization is becoming, but they're making money off of it. So
Over
what can you say?
1.5 million buys so far. That's not even the final number. 1.5 million buys. And I gotta tell you, I gotta defend Triller on this. They got it figured out. They put on a bunch. They made Ben Askren headline a card that sold 1.5 million.
Yeah.
I hate saying it, Matt, but this is going to be the new normal from here on out. Us old heads, us old school guys. Yeah. I mean, we got to get used to it because people from our generation, we got millennials, we got Gen X, we got the baby boomers. We're like, what the hell are we watching right now? But like my little brother, Gen Z, like my students, Gen Alpha, like they're all like, that was one of the coolest things we've ever seen. You get the music production, you get the rap legends out there, you get YouTube stars, you got a billionaire beating up a reggae DJ, Frank Mir. Oh my God, that was embarrassing right there. So Matt, what was your biggest takeaway from that whole thing?
You pretty much covered it. That almost the entertainment is taking over the pure sport. It used to be boxing was always they always said it was the purest sport. And it's definitely taken that entertainment turn. This may be the huge sign that what's going to happen, and especially with Evander Holyfield saying he's coming out, he's fighting. Whoever Tyson or the last guy that beat Tyson or whatever. I mean, it's gonna be a shit show from here on, but it's working, so they're gonna keep doing it.
I mean, if it ain't, I mean, they're making money hand over fist on this one. It just blows my mind. But to be fair to Triller, that first production that they put on the Roy Jones Mike Tyson card, I loved every minute of it. This one, I kind of think they got ahead of themselves, bringing in like Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live. They brought in Ric Flair for the slapping contest. It's just, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was
Justin
a big.
Bieber.
I mean, like on the first one, I think the formula was perfect because you had a bit of that, but you also had, like Badu Jack, someone who does not get enough recognition.
Exactly.
It went a bit more freak show-ish this time. But I guess when you got Jake Paul at the top, that's kind of what has to follow. But I don't know. I mean, if that's the legacy he wants to leave behind, and that's on him. More power to him. If he's out there to make money, then he's got the formula. He's got the blueprint.
He does, and I hate talking about Jake Paul. I hate it. But he's still in the headlines. He's calling out Tyron Woodley. Jay Leon Love, his corner man's calling out Tyron Woodley. And Daniel Cormier would 100% put his ass in a body bag. Not a doubt in my mind. But are we at the point right now where we could say that Jake Paul is more of a boxer than he is a YouTube personality? Can we say that yet, or is it too soon?
I mean, I never knew anything about him as a YouTuber to say what his content output was compared to what it is now. I mean, to be honest, I never heard of him until he got into doing the boxing thing and all the KSI. I didn't know who he was either until they did their whole boxing thing. But I mean, I would guess so. I mean, he's on SportsCenter. He's on, all the MMA websites under the boxing section. So, I mean, I would definitely say, he is a lot more than when he first got into it. It seems the coverage is picking up. I mean, we'll see how
and his older brother somehow got pinned to paper to fight Floyd Mayweather. I mean, these YouTube guys, I mean, I hate saying it, but this is what the sports are devolving into. It's becoming more sports entertainment than it is actual sport. Yeah. And it's embarrassing. I hate saying, but embarrassing is sometimes entertainment. We see people fight out in the street. I'm embarrassed for them. I can't look away at the same time. So there's something to be said. They got the formula figured out. YouTube, Triller, they got it. They're making money off this. They're making all the money in the world off of this at the expense of washed up MMA fighters who shouldn't be boxing anyway, who have no boxing pedigree, to say the least. But I'm going to defend Triller. I'm going to say they figured it out. This format will be here to stay. The entertainment mixed in with the sport. I don't like it, but they did it the right way. But enough about this. Let's just we just had to go ahead, take our medicine on that one. All right, let's go ahead and talk UFC 261. Something that I'm beyond excited for. That is a stupid stacked card. And Blaine Smith, I see you in the comments. Don't think that I don't see you. I saw the comments as soon as you put them. We're going to get to that in just a second. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's break down. Let's not do the early prelims. Let's do the prelims. Let's do the main card. But before we do, Matt, you want to introduce our special guest?
Yeah, he's standing right over here. Let me unplug the headphones here so he can. We're going to have Gabriel, my oldest, who made an appearance a couple weeks ago.
All right, return to the show. Gabriel, what's up, my man?
He's going to be talking a little bit about the main event. See what he thinks about Masvidal and Usman.
All right, so before we get there, Gabriel, let's go ahead. Let's talk about this prelim. We got Patrick Sabatini versus Tristan Connolly, and we got Carl Roberson versus Louisiana's own Brendan Allen. Did I lose you, Matt? Hello. All right, but while they get it all figured out over here, I'm going to go ahead and keep running it down for you. All right, so we also got Dwight Grant at welterweight fighting Steven Skuliak, and we got Cowboy Alex Oliveira versus Randy Brown. So in this preliminary card, let's go ahead and start with the featherweights. We got Patrick Sabatini versus Tristan Connolly. For this one, I'm going to take Sabatini, but I will not sleep on Connolly in this fight. Connolly is a very young scrapper, to say the least, but I think just Sabatini is about to make that leap to being a household name. I think he's the perfect curtain puller for the prelim card on ESPN. And next, we got middleweights. We got Brendan Allen versus Carl Roberson. All right, I'm being super biased here. Absolutely biased when I say Brendan Allen's going to win. And if y'all don't know who Brendan Allen is, he is a local boy. He's from Covington, Louisiana. He trains up there at Duke Rufus MMA. If y'all don't remember him, let's see. All right, I'm sorry. I saw that up. All right, so if you don't remember him, he was one of the guys who beat Kevin Holland when Kevin Holland first burst on the scene. He choked Kevin Holland out, and he went on quite a run. He went on an amazing run. Ever since Dana White's Contender Series, he went up. He started off, he beat Aaron Jeffrey, then he went up and he choked out Kevin Holland. He made Kevin Holland tap out to that. And then he went to Tom Breeze, got the TKO against him. Then he had Kyle Daukaus, and he got him. But then he ran into Sean Strickland, got in a bit of trouble, and Sean Strickland did finish him. Brendan Allen was actually supposed to be fighting Marvin Vettori, but that fell apart, and Vettori went up, and now he's more of a household name. I really think this is going to be Brendan Allen's time to shine. I think this is going to catapult him to even main eventing some future fight night cards. And across from him, though, is Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori is very prone to submissions. All three of his losses come by submission. And Brendan Allen, he's a great grappler. He's trained at the Gracie United with Rafael L. Wagner. And he's been training. He actually has some time over at Gladiators Gym with Tim Crater. Legit Louisiana black belts. They're holding the black belt scene down. So I'm taking Brendan Allen. I think he's the safe bet in this card. If you're into gambling, that's the guy who you're going to bet on. All right. Matt, you with us? I can't hear you, Matt. Hello. All right. So while Matt fixes that, I'm just going to continue to run down the card. Hopefully he gets it fixed before I can get to the main card. If not, we'll just skip over that. I'll go back to talking about the Ben Askren and Jake Paul card. I'll talk about Triller. But let me finish off these prelims. All right, next we got Dwight Grant. Love me some Dwight Grant. Dwight Grant is a killer, absolute killer. He's in your face at all times. He puts the pressure on, and usually he gets the finish. He has 2 performance of the nights to his name. One comes from Conquer FC. I mean, if you're not familiar with Conquer FC, it's based out of California. I recommend watching some of their shows. Very fun stuff. And then after that, we got him versus Caleb Pedersoli Jr. that night where Jan Blachowicz beat Santos. And that was his other performance of the night where he just stopped Pedersoli at the last second of the first round. But he did come up short against Daniel Rodriguez. If y'all don't remember the name Daniel Rodriguez, remember him as a guy who I pounded my chest for a while. I still think Daniel Rodriguez is a beast. I think he's going to be a title challenger in the near future. But right now, we're going to keep it with Dwight Grant. So that's another person who I'm willing to bet my money on. And finishing off the prelims on ESPN, we got Cowboy Oliveira versus Randy Brown. Cowboy Oliveira, the dude is an animal, absolute killer. And he's going up against Randy Brown. Randy Brown did come up short against Vicente Luque, but I would not hold that against him. Vicente Luque is an absolute animal in his own right. He's a contender for the middleweight title. So keep an eye out for him. He also lost to Nico Price, Bilal Muhammad. So let's not hang our hat on Randy Brown. Randy Brown can get numb. I'm taking Alex Oliveira on the dude. Alex Oliveira is one of the most underrated fighters in the welterweight division. I don't see why he doesn't get enough credit. If you don't remember anything about Alex Oliveira, he was one of the people who fought Cowboy Cerrone in the past. He came up short against Cerrone, but at the same time, after that Cerrone fight, he went on an absolute tear when he tore up James Mustari, Will Brooks. He ended up getting a no contest against Tim Means, but Tim Means did some illegal knees, was ruled a no contest. Then they had the rematch, and then he choked out Tim Means, and he went against Ryan LaFleur, knocked him out with a single punch. It was a beautiful thing. And Alex Oliveira, he's also went up against Carlos Condit, one of my favorite fighters ever. He actually stopped Carlos Condit with a guillotine choke. But he's had bad luck where he's gone down to Gunnar Nelson, Mike Perry, and Nicholas Davey. But don't let that fool you. Alex Oliveira is the pick here. So let's see. We got Matt. Matt, can you hear me? Nope, can't. All right. All right, so I can't hear anything, man. All right, let's see if you can get that fixed. All right, so that does for our prelim card. But let me go back to the Triller event. The Triller event is a freak show. It is, but let's not get it twisted. It made 1.5 million. All right, let's see. 1.5 million buys. Matt, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can barely hear you, though. I think you're going to have to turn your mic up. Let's see. Can you say something? Let's see if I can hear you.
Hey, can you hear me?
You're very faint in the background.
All right. What about now? Is that better?
Nah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to you in just a moment. We'll come right back.